I've got a proposed solution to some of this, no joke, which is, I believe, as you know, that it's the disconnection between the voters and the voter, the limited primary participation, the limited competition, that it allows the chicanery to go on, and we can't do anything about it. Well, some people are doing some stuff about it. I want you to meet a gentleman. New York State Assembly and the New York State Assemblyman is working on this. As the New York State Assembly is preparing to adjourn for its summer break next month, there are fair election advocates who are pushing for more competitive elections, already sweating lawmakers to take action on a bill that has already been introduced in the state of New York, meant to make primaries and other elections in New York State more competitive, so that this sort of nonsense we were just talking about starts to diminish, because then you can reconnect voters with the people they vote for. The goal of this group is very simple: to level the playing field by breaking the so-called message monopoly currently enjoyed by the candidates with the most money. 94% of the time you win. It's an idea introduced on this show by the Campaign for Primary Accountability. Beyond Get Money Out, this goes to the actual primaries. Take a listen.
It's inexpensive. It doesn't take a lot of us voting. That's what the Campaign for Primary Accountability is about, is to get citizens engaged in the primaries. Both parties. It's nonpartisan, non-ideological. That's what makes politicians responsive. If they know we can throw them out, they respond to Main Street instead of K Street.
But remember, right now, 62% of primaries are uncontested. You're taking a look at New York State Assemblyman Hakeem Jeffries, who is behind the 2012 Fair Elections Act here in New York. He is also running for Congress to represent the great borough city of Brooklyn. Hakeem, obviously, you've already caught on to the new thing, which is that if we're not connected, we can't do anything. The only way to connect is more competitive elections. More competitive elections require money. Not everybody has private money. You feel like you've created a way to create more competitive elections in a way that calls to the floor Andrew Cuomo, who says he wants to do this. Tell us what it is your proposal is and how we can learn more and help you with it.
Well, we're in the midst of a very dysfunctional political system right now that really is about how we're going to continue to preserve the integrity of our democracy and free and fair elections in a meaningful way. Right now, the struggle and the issue really is between, is the power of money going to prevail, or is the power of ideas going to prevail? We believe in the simple yet elegant notion that the power of ideas ultimately should prevail in elections that take place in New York State and throughout this country. In order for us to be able to do that, however, we're going to have to figure out a way to remove the power of the lobbyists, of the special interests, and the tremendous infusion of money that has been put in place.
So, but explain to me in a way that then everybody else along at home can understand. Because if you're on this show at this point, chances are the guests and certainly the audience is with you, right? Especially on this issue.
Absolutely.
We want more competitive elections. We want a more enhanced debate. We want ideas before identities. We know that money's a problem. We know that the primary is a problem. How does your plan work to make these elections more competitive? I want to run for office. I don't have any money. I want in. How does your plan help me?
Well, what we want to do in the state of New York is for there to be a 6-to-1 public financing system where for every $1 that you raise from a citizen in the state of New York, the state will match that with a 6-to-1 allocation of money that will give you the capacity to fund a very competitive race against the power of incumbency and the power of money. In terms of what that would mean is, in most elections in the state of New York, you have incumbents who are wildly outspending insurgent challengers, in many instances 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1 in terms of money. With the voluntary system of public financing that we would have in New York, it would limit any candidate, incumbents and insurgents, from spending no more than $150,000 per election in the Assembly, $350,000 per election in the Senate. It would create a level playing field. It would also give insurgent challengers and community folks access.
Love it. Let me give you two questions. One, and the biggest question I'm sure everybody at home has, which is how the heck are you going to pay for this? Are you just going to do some sort of crazy public financing tax like all those other lefties out there? Well, according to what they were telling me, that you guys have thought through this and saying you can either do a $5 income tax checkoff as a voluntary donation, so that you're not alienating all the conservatives.
That's right.
And or you do a tax, you're saying a surcharge on fraudulent stocks and bonds. So you picked a good villain, if nothing else, with the stock stock market. I presume you've got a lot of support from the governor. Governor Cuomo, I want you to listen to this. The Governor Cuomo has just been so aggressive verbally and really being behind you in this cause when it comes to creating more competitive elections in New York State. Take a listen. He's got to be being a great leader right now on all these issues. Take a listen.
We have a government that we can be proud of. Let's build on that pride, and let's have elections that New Yorkers can be proud of also. Let's pass campaign finance reform, and let's do it this year.
This year. This is the plan. Is the governor supporting this undertaking? I just looked at some subsequent quotes. He says it's an election year. We'll take a look. He says, so this issue isn't necessarily a priority for the legislature. Same man, same year, same issue. What's going on?
Well, this is absolutely a priority for the legislature. We've got tremendous amount of support within the Assembly. The Speaker of the Assembly is actually the lead sponsor of the bill. I'm a co-sponsor along with many of my colleagues in the Democratic-controlled Assembly. We also have significant support in the Senate. The governor did lay out a very forceful position in support of campaign finance reform during that State of the State address earlier in January, and we've got to hold him to that commitment. We need his leadership on this issue, and I'm convinced that if he decides to lead and move this forward, we can get meaningful campaign finance reform in New York State, and hopefully that will spread like wildfire all across the country, and we can begin to take our politics back and advance the best interests of the people.
Real quick, if people want to learn more, people want to support you, people want to pressure the governor, what's the website?
The website is, www.assembly.state.ny.us.
You got to make it shorter than that. You're never going to get anybody to do that. It's crazy. We'll put it on Twitter. I'm really breaking your chops a little bit, but what else you got?
Well, listen, they could also call 718-596-0100. Get all the information there about this campaign to move this bill forward. I think we have a real chance to be successful in New York, and it will benefit the entire country.
And what we'll do is we'll take the website that Hakeem was sharing with us, and we'll put it up on Twitter and all the rest of the web aspects as well. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was teasing you as much, but there's a certain point where you people are like, ... You're like, I don't know. But it's an absolutely sensational idea. I love it. I thank you for coming, and I really have tremendous respect for your efforts to take this from something that we're talking about. You're walking the walk, not just talking the talk, and I respect that. Thank you.